doing, guys? Back with another fresh vinyl review, and today we're going to be looking at the SH Monster Arts Godzilla 2016, aka Shin Godzilla, okay? From the new Toho movie that came out this past summer, as we all know. Alright, so Shin Godzilla from SH Monster Arts came out in November 2016. I picked mine up from Hobby Link Japan. I got it shipped for about $126, give or take. So it wasn't that much money. You know, I hear collectors, be it on Instagram or YouTube or Facebook, saying that it's a lot of money. Really, for the size of the figure, it's not that much money. I think it's priced accordingly. Oh, yeah. Well, how come it's that much money and it doesn't have any special effects or beams or whatever? You know, they could have gave it atomic breath. They could have gave Godzilla laser beams from his back, laser beam from his tail, whatever. You know, they're probably going to release a special paint variant later down the road with purple highlights, and maybe they'll put a beam breath with that, you know, accessories, okay? So what does that mean? No accessories with this release. I don't really care for the accessories because I don't display my SH Monster Arts with accessories anyways, so I'm not really missing out on anything. But the figure it's heavy. You see, look, I mean, the tail itself, it's ridiculously huge. I think the tail stands about 12 inches tall when I unboxed him, okay? So the figure's big. Where's my other SH Monster Arts? Size comparison, while we're talking about the size of Shin Godzilla, here he is next to the GMK Godzilla from SH Monster Arts line. So, now, when I opened the GMK, I thought, wow, that's a big figure. But look at the size of the Shin Godzilla compared to the GMK, okay? So, Shin Godzilla stands pretty tall. I would say he's probably the same height as the new the Godzilla 89 that came out. I skipped that one. I'm not really into the light effects and the music. I don't really care for that. The figure itself looks great, but that's for another story. So, Shin Godzilla's big. He's heavy, he's big, and there's your size comparison. So, the one thing that we all know about SH Monster Arts, articulation. So, let's go right into that. We're going to talk about articulation. The figure, it's got, I don't even know how many points of articulation the figure has, but there's a lot. The tail, you're going to see something happen right like that. This part of the tail seems to come off on mine. I've seen other collectors have issues with the tail popping off there. It's not an issue, it's just a ball joint. You know, so that is kind of one of the spots where, you know, it really just pops off. It's not a big deal. Pops off, pops right back in. Whatever, not a big deal to me. But the tail itself, with the exception of that, it's got a lot of points of articulation. So I'm holding it there because I don't want it to pop off while I'm doing this. You can lay it almost straight down if that part. I want you guys to count how many times this pops off on me, okay, during this review. You can lay it down flat, and it's nice and long. It's about 12 inches long, like I said. Raise it back up. You can make it all nice and pretty looking. Yay, big-ass tail, right? The rest of the figure, his mouth opens. Very nice. Got the big atomic breath jaw going on there. Close that up. Arms move, shoulders move. Okay, these are all things that we know that, you know, we should expect with the SH Monster Arts line. Legs do all good stuff and everything. Let's see. So he also leans forward. Oh no, a gap! I'm gonna throw him away. The review's over. Forget it. People, I say this all the time. Godzilla's gonna hunch over like that. With these figures, there's gonna be a gap. Not a big deal. Unless you're gonna pose him like that, as if he was charging up his atomic breath from the movie. Right? Right. So, I'm not gonna display mine like that. So, I don't really care about the gap. Because I expect that the gap's gonna be there. Other gaps with the articulation. Here, on the legs. You pull down, you got a gap right there. All you gotta do is push up. Gap is gone on the thigh. Same thing on this side. So there's a little bit of a gap there. Just push that thigh up and it just tucks that gap away. So it's not, you know, entirely gap proof, but they're there. And that's what happens with articulated figures, as we all know. So the shoulders, forearms, the elbows, the wrists, those all move nicely. Okay, so you get that Shin Godzilla pose going. And the articulation, it's exactly what I expected from the SH Monster Arts line. Nothing special, nothing that I think it's missing. I think the figure, it looks great. Detail-wise, it is phenomenal looking. I really love the tail. You know, it's got all these bones just popping out of the tail and everything as it works its way to the lollipop gum chewed tip of the tail. And this is the most detailed I've seen the tail, aside from the movie, right here on this figure, and it is just gross looking. It literally looks like somebody took a Tootsie Pop, sucked it to the middle, and chewed the shit out of the gum in there, and that's what it looks like. That's what hey, let me see your gum. And they pulled, it's like, that looks great. Let's make that Godzilla's tail. That's what it looks like. You literally can see the skulls and everything, the little faces in there. You can. When you guys get the figure, you'll know. So, now, speaking of getting the figure, Bluefin is not distributing this figure here in the United States. Why? I don't know. It was announced some months ago that Bluefin was not getting the figure here in the United States. So, where are you to get the figure? I got mine from Hobby Link, Japan. You can get it from AmiAmi. You can get it from Hobby Search. I am not sure what U.S. retailers are going to have this figure in stock, if at all. Okay? So I'm not sure. At the time of this recording, it might already be sold out, because I'm lucky I even got mine on pre-order, because I'm like, crap, Hobby Search and AmiAmi are already sold out. So somebody told me, oh, Hobby Link Japan still has it. And I pre-ordered mine probably back in August. I'm pretty sure it was August. So I don't know what to tell you guys about getting the figure if all these other retail sites are sold out. Check on eBay for a good price. And if you really want it, that's going to be the route to go, unless Tamashii, SH Monster Arts, Bandai do a deal with Bluefin. I'm not sure how the inner workings on that goes or why it didn't happen, but it didn't happen. So as of right now, this was a Japan-only release. But you could still get them, because I'm not in Japan. Okay? So the figure, it's really good. I dig it. It's heavy. It really is heavy. Now, there's a couple, we'll go back to the gaps and seams. There's a couple that kind of bother me, but not to any extent where it ruins the figure for me. Back here on the head, because of the way the jaw opens up so much, it's not just the mouth, it's the whole head. There's this gap right here. So it could have looked a little cleaner if it was maybe, I don't know. I don't know how to make articulated figures, so who am I to judge, right? But that's really the only distracting gap that bothers me the most. If I'm going to say it bothers me. It doesn't really bother me at all, because I expect that with these figures. They are going to be gaps. But all of them are really hidden well. And this figure captures everything about the Godzilla design from the 2016 film. This grotesque looking design with the lava-like skin rolls and everything. It's just disgusting looking. It is disturbing looking. It is everything. It is just a horror. He is a horror. Even the toenails are all, he got what? Really? Let's count how many toenails he got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's really got 6 toenails. When you get the figure, look at the pictures. 6 of the little bastards there. Okay? Then, other than the tail popping off right there, I really don't have any complaints about this figure at all. One thing I will say, these dorsal plates are sharp. So if you want to take out your kid brother and you really want to cause some damage, you could probably whale him upside the head with this figure. It hurts. It hurts. I think I saw a collector, Brandon, was it you that you said this figure made you bleed? But these are sharp. These are the sharpest dorsal plates on any SH Monster Arts figure we have. I used to think that the Godzilla 2000 had sharp dorsal plates, but these take the cake. These little bastards, yeah, those will do some serious damage. And while we're talking about the figure, more so the design, I really love that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows of dorsal plates. So I really love the design of Shin Godzilla. I love the movie, so I'm really enjoying this figure for what it is. It's top notch. It is certified fresh. So I think I'm only getting 2 more Shin Godzilla figures, and those are coming from the X Plus line. So it'll be really fun to compare the detail from this to the X Plus figures. So we'll see. But figure's good to go. Certified fresh in my book. I paid, like I said, I got it for a good price. Can't go wrong. Check out AmiAmi Hobby Search or Hobby Link. Maybe they'll restock it. I'm not sure. But the figure's great. I really do love, I forgot to mention this. When you open his mouth, look at that. See, isn't that awesome? And I'm probably gonna have him display with his mouth open, because he's got that membrane there from where his atomic breath shoots out of. Oh, so now that I'm thinking about it, we're not done yet. I wasn't ready to be done. even though I'm getting close to being done. The eyeball's on mine. So I'm not sure. I have to ask other collectors. So you guys that have this figure, tell me about your eyeballs. Put it in the comments section because I want to know. I'm just curious. Because, let's see. One eyeball is looking down. Whereas the other one, it's straight with eye socket. So the left eyeball is looking down. The right eyeball is straight. So he's kind of like, lopsided eyes here. Not a big deal because I'm never going to be able to look at the figure, from both sides. But maybe they did that for, expression for the figure. Because Godzilla does look down in the movie. His eyeball looking down. If you look at the movie posters and there's scenes in the movie, if you've seen it. And, whatever. So I think it's kind of cool, actually. Maybe they did that on purpose. What do you think? So that's my review. Short and sweet. I think it's fresh. It did smell fresh when I took it out of the box. Oh, we didn't even talk about the box. We'll say, look at the box real quick. The box, it's pretty cool. I dig it. It's got the red backgrounds, that is significant with the Shin Godzilla movie posters. It's a window display. It's got the Shin Godzilla logos all over it. It's got Japan versus Godzilla on the front. And it's got a couple pictures of the figure in different poses and whatnot. So that's really cool. Okay, so that's the box. And that's it. Okay? Bam! So I think I'm going to do a next SH Monster Arts review after this of Godzilla 54. I'm due for that one anyways. So, I will check you guys out in my next Fresh Vinyl review. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you like what you're watching here, and I will see you in my next review. And remember, people, buy vinyl, Fresh Vinyl! Bam! What's doing, guys? Back with another Fresh Vinyl review. And today we're going to be looking at the... Fuck! I almost said X Plus. Ha!